What happened in Egypt. The people in Egypt did not stand up to Mubarak, and he was shooting at them. He killed several hundred of them in Tahrir Square. And they did not say, we are going to shoot back. No, they did not shoot back. They stood there non-violently. In Syria...
What I said was that they should have shot back, and he twisted my words and faded me out, you know. But he tiptoes around Libya, where the United States actually put Al-Qaeda in power in Libya. Not that I think that Gaddafi was a great guy or anything, but you know, it wasn't what, a year ago that he was in the UN and that we were friends with him again, and then all of a sudden, you know, when he wouldn't play ball with the bankers, then all of a sudden he's the biggest dictator the world's ever known. He's got to go, you know, and America started attacking them and transporting Al-Qaeda terrorists into Al-Qaeda or into Libya to take over the government, as they are doing in Syria right now, and as they've done in other nations as well. And you know,
they shot back, and look what's going on.
Every country that has taken arms from their citizenry has gone into tearing.
There were more weapons per capita in Egypt, I mean, than there are in the United States. And pretty much anybody in Egypt could have gotten an AK-47, and pretty much everybody did. And they still had a nonviolent revolution.
Where exactly is he coming up with that? There's more arms per capita in Egypt than in the United States. I can't seem to find that statistic anywhere, but if any of you can come up with it, I would love to see it. You know, I don't oppose anything anybody says just because I don't like who they are or what they stand for. You know, I'd like to see facts, you know.
India had a nonviolent revolution led by Gandhi against the British. He overthrew the biggest empire in the world.
Yeah, and the British government opened fire and killed thousands of people, thousands of innocent, unarmed civilians who sat there while they were just mowed down with machine gun fire. I'll tell you what, if those people were armed, I guarantee you that that wouldn't have gone down the same way.
With nonviolence. Now, I don't see any cases, Jason, where a band of armed patriots has successfully overthrown a despotic government. Can you name one for me?
I really like how he put patriots in parenthesis like that, you know, like if you're armed, then you know, there's no way that you can be a patriot, you know, you know what, even if it's just so ridiculous what he's saying, and he's tiptoeing around the issue. He's diverting the issue at hand. You know, the issue I'm trying to make is that it's absolutely essential that the citizens are armed, absolutely essential for freedom, and he's just ignoring that and diverting and trying to make me look like a fool. But he's only making himself look like a fool and an idiot and absolutely a worthless human being. But,
United States of America, actually, because
no, that's not true.
And we're not.
We were not citizens. We did not overthrow our own government. We overthrew somebody else's government.
Yeah, we declare our
we ejected an occupier, which is what the Iraqis have done to us and what the Afghans wanted.
And right now, our occupation is happening in America with foreign banks, foreign interests, evil companies like Monsanto and Halliburton and Exxon and you name it. You know, and he's talking about healthcare. You know, the big healthcare thing he was talking about earlier really pissed me off too, because you know he doesn't mention how McDonald's and General Electric and other big companies that are buddy with Obama have absolute 100% exemption from Obamacare. He also doesn't mention that most employers, when Obamacare is enforced, they're going to cut their employees down to, you know, less than 24 hours or 25 hours a week, and they'll just hire more people, you know, probably illegal immigrants even just to stave it off, because it will cost so much, and it's going to cost a lot. It's going to put people out of business, and I know this personally. I'm not going to go into it, but my family's business will have to deal with this too, and it's going to crush the business. They're doing everything to kill businesses in America and put it offshore. Look at what they did to Gibson guitars. Ridiculous. People just like this guy, are destroying America.
To do with us, but you have failed to give me an example of a country where a country became oppressive and people in that country overthrew the oppressive government.
Well, that proves it right there, doesn't it? Well, you know what? We're armed, and we're gonna prevent them from taking over with tyranny. His arguments are moot.
Weapons.
We're going into a future where the government, the tyrannical government of the United States and others know that they have to use subterfuge. They have to play games of attrition, like the American people are being attacked right now on all levels.
Jason, if you think that your government is oppressive, the best thing to do is become politically active, not to buy weapons. If you buy guns, you're just making yourself a target. It's not idiot.
Okay, wait. When you buy a gun, you're making yourself a target? How does that work, Tom? Gee. How about we get politically active and we own firearms, as is our constitutional right? This is what people like him are doing. He's making it immoral sounding if you own a gun. That's just ridiculous. And at that rally of women against gun violence, one thing he did say was it just blatantly just pissed me off. He said, the mothers were telling the guys not to shoot their children. That's bullshit. If I'll tell you what, though, those guys that were carrying those rifles at that rally, I guarantee if some mass shooter showed up there, they wouldn't have gotten a shot off with those guys there. I guarantee that for sure. Just like in the theater and at the school, if there was anybody there that was trained with a firearm that had one, I guarantee they would have stopped these massacres dead in their tracks. And it's just so stupid, the thinking that just lay down and be political, and maybe you won't get overrun by tyranny and a dictatorship. Bullshit.
It's even worse than that. I mean, you're increasing the probability that one of your kids is gonna shoot a friend by accident. I'll just stop delivering here. Jason,
just stop, Tom, because you're a jackass and you have no idea what you're talking about. I've been shooting since I was 6 or 7 years old. My father taught me gun safety. I went to hunter safety training classes. I knew how to handle a gun, and I knew how important it was to handle the gun properly, what to handle the gun for in the right manner, never to use it as a toy, always to use it as if it's loaded all the time, never to point it at another human being, of course, unless somebody's coming at you to harm you mortally, wound you or your family, never point it at another human being. The point is that we have our rights as Americans to carry firearms, and it's the Second Amendment for a reason. The writers thought that was that important to put it at number 2, and I'm gonna take it off this stupid logo of his and put something more beautiful on the screen. So anyway, please, people, stand up for your rights. Don't allow your government to run over you and make you feel like you're doing something bad by exercising your rights. If you don't exercise your rights, you will definitely lose your rights. It's funny, he quotes Thomas Jefferson in the past, or Benjamin Franklin. Thomas Jefferson, I think it was, said that the man that gives up his rights for his rights for security deserves neither, and it's so true. You know, we have these laws. These aren't even constitutional rights. These are God-given rights. Okay, just because it's on the Constitution doesn't mean a thing. It's a God-given right that I have to defend myself and my family against anybody that's going to come to harm us or enslave us or enforce tyranny on us. It is my God-given right to do that, and you know, thank God that it is in the Constitution. It should be, and it is. And you know, our country's founded on that. It's based on that. There should be no further discussion about trying to take anybody's guns away. You know, they're going down a very slippery slope, and what they're trying to do possibly is they possibly might be trying to start a civil war of some kind with you know, the not in my backyard moms who were brainwashed by idiots like Tom and Obama, you know, and Biden, what a jackass, Biden, you know, he says get a dog, you know, or he actually said, you know, if you feel threatened, get your shotgun and shoot through your front door, you know. It's like he actually tells people to commit felonies to protect themselves. You know, and says, you know, get a shotgun instead of a AR-15 or whatever. It's like, you know what, I should be able to buy any gun that I want to protect, that I feel is necessary to protect myself. And, you know, while I don't agree that, you know, rockets and tanks should be made legal, obviously those are weapons of war, you know, but I'll tell you what, if you look at the Department of Homeland Security right now, they bought over 2 billion bullets and thousands of armored vehicles, you know, that can take a rocket attack. And they aren't for use overseas, they're for use right here in America on its own citizenry in a case of civil unrest. So, you know, they're preparing for martial law and a civil war. They're preparing for this, and they're pushing people towards it through multiple ways. You know, I was woken up many years ago, and I salute other people that have made greatest impacts, like Alex Jones, Infowars.com. You know, I support Infowars.com fully. Drudge Report, you know, even WND to a little bit of a lesser extent, because I don't agree with everything